Oop, that's not me. It's all right, it's just us. Was it a sneeze or a cough? A bit of both. I love it. All right, we are going to start standing today. Come to the top of the mat, the back of the mat. Feet are hip width distance. Find a little bend through the knees and then just drop the shoulders back and down. Just taking a nice few couple of breaths here just to settle in. You're going to sweep the arms up and over as you inhale. And then exhale. As you dive forwards, begin to tuck the chin to chest, rolling on down. Allow your shoulders, arms, head, neck, everything just to drape forwards. Taking a little sway through the hips from side to side. And then take a breath in down at the bottom. Feel your ribs expand. And then exhale as you roll up. Take it nice and slow. Stack the spine. As you come on up, sweep the arms up and over. Try plug your shoulders back into their pockets. And then exhale as you roll down. Press through your outer edges of the feet, slightly doming through the foot. Take a breath in, down at the bottom. Pull belly button to spine and rolling on up, stacking bone on bone. We'll take it for one more. Arms float up overhead. And exhale. When you come down to the bottom, allow your body just to sway over towards the right foot. Feel that nice stretch through the side, the left side. And then take it over to the left foot. Coming back through the center. And then walking your hands forward slightly. Drop your knees down to the mat. I'm going to turn sideways. And then just spreading through your fingers, stacking your knees under your hips. Just take a moment to find your neutral spine, your neutral pelvis. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then from here, allow the body to open out, open forwards. Pull belly in slightly. And then as you exhale, round through the spine, drop the head. Inhale as you scoop it forwards, little lift through the belly, and exhale. Try spread your shoulder blades apart as you invite your breath here, just flow through your cat-cow. 3 more rounds of breath here. Pull belly right up. Exhale. After your last round here, coming back into your neutral spine. From here, I'll get you to slide the hand that is closest to me, closest to the camera, just up to the top of the mat, and then float it up to shoulder height. Now just notice if you've kind of dropped everything, slid everything forward, plug it back in, and then flip your thumb up to the sky. So we're just gonna start with a little swim. So we take it back towards our hip, and then we bring it back and then flip the palm or the thumb back up to the sky. Sweep it down and then bring it back up, little rotation. So I want you to be really mindful of what the shoulders are doing. Stay nice and steady through your supporting shoulder. And finding some mobility through this first side here without sliding around. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it down and then scoop it around. So almost like a full breaststroke motion. Keep your neck nice and long, lifting up through the belly. Sweep it back, bring it forwards and up. Keep it going. Little squeeze through the back of the shoulders for 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Little pulses up to the sky. Keep it very small. If you can feel your shoulder sort of catching or pinching, just take the arm a little wider. Little pulses. Now flip your thumb to the sky. Little pulses. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up overhead and release it down. Take a cat-cow, reset through the body, and then take it to the other side. I'm going to spin around here. So second arm, take it directly up in front, pull belly in, flip the thumb to the sky, and then as you sweep it around, palm down. Sweep it back up, thumb up. Just notice what you notice as you start to work this second side. I want you to feel as if you still have that arm down and you're in that 4-point hold. That exact same feeling with this arm floating. Little squeeze through the back of the shoulders. Inhale long, exhale, sweep it around for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it around, bring it forwards and up. Sweep it around. Try to keep that shoulder in place. Now I've just caught myself sinking over to one side. That's me cheating. See if the body has kind of just sunk into one side, or just as we fatigue, let go a little bit. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Bring it forwards. Little pulses, back of the hand, pulses up to the sky. 3, 2, thumb to the ceiling, little pulses. Keep lifting. 3 and 2 and 1. Pop that hand down. Take a cat-cow, child's pose, whatever you need. Nice deep breaths. Just take a full breath here in your shell stretch. Making your way all the way to the top. We'll take your first hand, your first side, stretch it down long towards the top of the mat, and your palm is in, and then you slide it as far forward as you can, turning your head away. So you should be feeling it all through this working hand, up through the armpit, and then maybe even up towards that hip flexor. Pressing your sit bones up towards the sky, sinking your chest a little deeper. Coming on up, nice and slowly, and then swapping over to the other side. Reach that arm long and stretch it down. Oh, that is a good one. Fabulous work. Coming on up. Get you to come onto your elbows for this one. We're going to work into our triceps. So wiggle your knees back, still stacked, knees under hips. Option to keep your hands separated, or you can clasp your hands, whatever's more comfortable. Neck is nice and long. And then we're just going to shift forwards. Eye gaze will come towards the fingers and then shift back. Press down through your forearms and your elbows so that this doesn't, no sagging through the arms and the back. You want to avoid that shifting forwards and back. Any shoulder issues, any twinges going on, just shorten your range. Belly stays on. Pull your ribs together for 3, 2, 1. Find somewhere in between so you're not all the way back near your elbows and you're not so far forwards. Nose, eye gaze will be roughly around the thumbs. Separate your hands if they're not, and then press into your hands, float your elbows up. Oh, yes. And then lower with control. So it's a little tricep press. Pull belly in, try and avoid any popping through the trunk. If you need to back off a little bit, you're going to move backwards. If you want to progress, you're going to shift forwards more. Trust me, you're going to feel it. Stay with me for 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hover the elbows a centimeter off? Stay here. Little hold. Lift up out of your shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Take a little shell stretch. Oh my goodness, my arms are very tight today. Come forward onto your hands, option to take the elbows. Tuck your toes under, pull your belly up, and then see if you can hover your knees. We're now 90 hold. So we're going to move through a little combo. Just have a watch as you're in your 90 hold. You're going to stretch out long, long, in. So we have a couple of those, and then from there we're going to stretch out, lift up into a down dog, and then back into plank, and then you'll walk in. So just to begin with, we're going to walk out, in. If you need to come onto your elbows, please do. Holding and lifting, here we go. Walking out, in, lovely, out, in, 2 to go. In, last one, in. Tap the knees down, take a breath in, and exhale. Come on up, lift those knees. We're gonna walk out, lift your hips, up high, and plank. Walk yourself in, and out, lift up, and down. If you're on your hands, spread your fingers, lift up out of your wrists. We have one more round. Bring it in, out, hips are high, and down, walk in, finish it off, and drop the knees. Take your hands behind you, find a shell stretch. Woo. Send your breath to the back of the body. Allow your shoulders just to melt across your back. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Rolling on up. Sweep yourself around, sweep your legs around. Come to lay down on your back. Feet are hip width distance. And just make sure that you can brush your Achilles. You're not too close to your glutes, you're not too far away. Little brush. And then just popping your hands down by your side. Keeping one knee in line with your hip. You're gonna drop your first side out towards the side without rocking through the hips. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bring that back up through center, taking it over to the other side. See where your range is at. Feel what it feels like to go a little too far, where you completely drop down through the pelvis. And then take it really slow and see, watch yourself control that movement in. It's all easy just to take one leg out nice and quick. But we want to make sure that we are keeping the integrity of the spine and the pelvis and staying connected to the breath. So we're activating the correct muscles here. Lower belly, softening through your ribs. Feeling for the outer hip and inner groin switching on. Let's do 4 more here. 3, and 2, and 1. Once you bring that one in, bring your legs into your tabletop position, pull belly deep. Feel for a more imprinted spine. So for me, I need to kind of tuck my pelvis under a little bit. And then float your arms up into your door frame. Imagine you're squeezing a ball with your hands. And then we'll start to lower one leg, alternating. And then exhale, bring it on up. Little tap as if you're going to tap down, and then you bring it up. Whether you tap it to the floor or not, kind of irrelevant for now. I just want you to focus on the stability through the hips and activating through your lower belly. It goes without saying, shorten your range if you can feel it through your lower back and your neck starts to take over. Use your exhale, empty out the breath. Lovely. From here, we're going to alternate with our arm and our leg. So we'll make sure that we do opposite, reach behind, and then exhale. Bring it back. Lovely. Stretching long through the fingertips. Try not to flare through the rib cage. Exhale. Progressing from here, if that's an option for you, we take it into straight leg. Lengthening our lever, one arm, one leg. Stretch it long, pull your belly in deep. Can you flatten your waistline? Shoulder blades heavy on the mat. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Massage your lower back in for a moment. So we're going to add our chest lift for our next round, our next sequence. If that doesn't feel right for you, keep your head down. Let's have our hands behind our neck. Thumbs will run down the back of your neck. Separate your knees so that they're hip width distance. Elbows draw forwards. Pull your belly in, and then as you exhale, eye gaze comes towards your belly button, and then lower with control. Exhale. Lower with control. Now, if you're doing this with your head down, you're just going to continue with your toe taps, yeah? Otherwise, keep your legs floating up. Exhale. Inhale to lower. We're going to take it into our single leg stretch. As you curl up, send your left leg long. Inhale back to tabletop. Exhale. Stretch through your legs. Activate through the entire leg. Pull your belly deep. Keep it going. Inhale, return. Can you get those shoulder blades off? Lovely work. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. As you come down, bring your arms back into that door frame. We're going to reach left hand in between your thighs, right hand onto the other side. And then inhale, lower with control. Exhale, over to the other side. Working obliques. Try and get that shoulder blade right off. Oh, yes. I want you to feel as if you're squeezing a blueberry with your rib cage as you come up. Squeeze and pop. Oh, yes. Lower with control. Try not to move those knees around. Exhale. We have 4 more. 3. Tailbone is heavy. 2. Nice work. 1. Lower, bring your knees into your chest. Fabulous work. From here, we're going to take our double leg stretch. So option with the head down. You're just going to send arms and legs away and then bring everything in. The lower you drop your legs, the more challenging, the more you need to pull belly in, flatten your spine. Now, if you want to come into your more advanced option, as you sweep your arms through, you're going to curl the head and the shoulders up. Stretch long, head stays up, and then sweep your arms around, knees to forehead. Keep curling up. Stretch your arms long. Exhale, empty out your breath completely. Yes, it's a really good way to warm up if you're not warm already. And reach arms and legs either end of the room. Exhale. We have 4. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Abs are on fire. Have a rest. Bring your hands underneath your thighs, your knees. Rock and roll up and down a couple times. If you've got your pillow close by, Pilates ball, please grab a hold of it. And then we'll move into our half roll back. So feet are hip width distance, sitting up nice and tall forwards of the sit bones to begin with. Take a breath in, shoulders are back into their pockets, and then we'll scoop and around. Try to get your lower back really pressing down. Come halfway and then hold here. Take a breath in, and then exhale, round over, and then stack the spine. Let's do that again. Exhale, press your lower back behind you, reach your fingertips forwards, hold here. A little bit of trembling is all right. And then exhale. Lovely, keep this going. Try your best not to grip on through your hip flexors. Exhale, keeping those feet flat. Now, if it's too strong with the hands reaching forwards, your option is to cross your arms over, almost like a genie arms. Lovely. Now, if you want to take it a little harder, you might all be eye rolling at me if I'm going harder at this. You can bring your arms up above. Yeah. There's no hiding in this shape. And then you'll exhale, come up. Let's just do one more. Coming down. And coming all the way up. So with this next one, we're going to roll all the way down and then move into our full roll up. Stretch your legs long, hug your legs together, take your arms up and over. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, bring your hands up and over. Ball will come to your thighs. And then eye gaze to feet. Can you roll all the way up? Roll your ball towards your feet. Flex your toes. So you've got that little assistance there with the ball. Restack your spine. And then point your toes as you roll on down. Try your best to slow it down. Just notice those points where you want to go boom, boom, straight down, usually at the end. Breath in, arms up and over. Flex your feet. Hands come up. Exhale. Pull belly button to spine. Rolling up and over. Enjoy that stretch at the end. 2 more here. Now, if you want to challenge yourself today, you're not going to pop that ball on your thighs. You're going to hover the ball as you come up. Breath in. Exhale. Pull yourself forwards. Belly is back. Oh, yes. Last one here. And can you do this all with a smile on your face? I don't think it's possible. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Have a little stretch there. Wonderful work. pop that ball down. Let's lay onto our sides. So lie onto your right side. Yeah. All right. So if you need pillow for extra padding for your head, your neck, or you can prop yourself up, that's all good. Bring your knees into a 90-degree. Hips are towards the back of the mat. Just feeling now for your shoulders, your hips all stacked. Have a little look. Knees aren't split. Bring your ankles forwards to the front of the mat rather than behind. We're going to start with our little clams. So even though this is our leg exercise, it's all coming from our powerhouse here. So feeling this internal lift from your bottom rib, or the ribs that are underneath, I should say, lifting up through your waistline, finding some resistance, as if you were moving through honey. You're not necessarily going to open as wide as you could just in every day. I want you to feel that restriction with your ankle glued together. Let's go for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lift that knee and then hover the ankle so that we're in line, and then continue your lift and lower. Try your best just to allow this top foot to kind of not be pointed or flexed, like not so much energy in the foot. And we can switch on through the glute. Outer hip, all our external rotators. Can you still lift up through the ribs, through the belly as you float that leg? So we want to avoid this sinking down, which can happen a lot. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. We're taking it into internal rotation to external rotation. Try to keep your knees level, so it's literally just dropping down and up. If you need to shorten your range, because any clicking or popping through the hip, just do what you can. Oh yes. Stay with it. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover that leg. Flex your foot towards the front and then drag the heel back just in line with the hip or the glute. Bring it back. Flex your foot. Drag it on back. Yes. So we're slowing down this single leg bicycle motion. And feel for that squeeze right at the back. If you need to move slower today, just go with what you've got. It is all good. Some days we just gotta do what we have to do. Work with what we've got. Let's do one more. Oh, yes. And then bring it forwards. We are so not done on this side. Turn your foot down and then wave. Hello. Little waves. For 3, for 2. Can we circle? For 4, 3, 2. Can we reverse it? For 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. Give the hip some love. Did we feel that? Yes, we did. This isn't my good side, so we did our bad side first. Come spin around. We'll make it nice and even. Otherwise, we're going to have one really strong hip. All right. Finding your position, stacking nice and tall, and we'll start with our clams. So notice what you notice as you start. Usually one side does feel a little different. If you've got any pre-existing injuries or niggles or pains, usually the first thing that you tap into, but it's all good. Lovely. So top hip slightly rolls forward. Oh, And you know what I find is difficult is because we've just worked this first side, it takes a while to switch off. So if you can still feel that bottom leg gripping on for dear life, it's going to be okay. I can feel, I'm here with you. And so is Jo. She's concentrating really hard. She's like, shut up, Clancy, shut up, shut up. All right, just all right, we've got 3, we've got 2, we've got 1. Hold it here, up into parallel and little lift. Internal lift through the waist. Just lifting in line with the hip, no higher. Lovely, let's keep this going. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna take it in and out. In and out. If that bottom leg still isn't switching off, just bring it right up underneath. Right up into that 90 ankle. A little tap and open. Little tap and open. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up, stretch it long, flex your foot and drag it on back. Stretch long out of the hip, bend, straighten, flex down. As you're doing this, lift long, stretch long out of that top hip without sagging down. Last 3 here. And 2. And 1. Bring your foot towards the front, towards the camera, toe down, little waves goodbye. Oh boy, happy faces. And circle it, tiny circles, isolating in that hip, reverse, 4, 3, 2, and release. Oh boy, give that a little slap. Fabulous work. Please roll onto your backs. We're going to just stretch those glutes out before we move into any more glute work. Ankle over the knee and then lift that leg right up. If there's a specific glute stretch that you prefer, do it now. And if this one is no good, depending on when you're going to feel it, everyone's different. Oh boy, I don't know about you, but I can feel this a lot in my glute. I also wore heels for the first time in a long time, so I think my legs have not used to that as well on the weekend. Oh, that was weird. Swapping over sides. The reformer ghost. Oh, that was weird. All right, place your hands underneath your knees and then rock and roll all the way up. Grab a hold of your hand weights. I'm gonna finish with some arms. So if kneeling down is comfortable, or you wanna add some more glutes and core, you're gonna stay up with me. My legs are on fire. So see how you go. You're gonna see how long I can stay kneeling up. So to begin with, just bring your hand weights down. I'm going to pitch forwards and then just slightly round so that you've got this lift up. So almost rounding like that. So from here, we're going to open our arms into a fly and then release with control. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Exhale to lift. Pull belly in. Now, depending on how the shoulders are feeling, if you need to back off a little bit, you can take it just into alternating rather than doing them both at the same time. Little squeeze. We have 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. As you come back, place one weight down, bring one hand straight out in front. We're going to press and then bring it back. Watch for your shoulders rolling forward. As I turn sideways, it's just this drawing back and down. Pull and lift up. So there's this lovely long lift from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. We press and back into your chest. Last 5 and 4, 3, 2. We're going to add a rotation. Pull out in front. We're going to rotate towards your left at home, our right here, and then return back. We're just going to stay on the one side, so we're working obliques. Exhale, empty out the breath completely. You can always take my stronger one if you want. Yeah, go both. Yeah, that's good. Add some extra weight if you need. Just continuing that same side. So as you rotate, focus on, if you're rotating to the left, focus on your obliques there, switching on rather than your lower back or QL. Glutes are firing up a little bit too. Let's do 3 here. And 2. And 1. Take it straight over to the other side. I know. Take it over. So what is this? This is really good because when we do a lot of rotation stuff, what can tend to happen is we start to overload through the QL, so through the back of the body, and we're not actually switching on our obliques. Totally guilty of this. So by doing this, and it doesn't have to be a huge rotation, really focus on your exhale. Hip bones stay facing the front. We've got 3. We've got 2. We've got 1. Amazing work. Pop that down. Sit back onto the heels. Just roll your shoulders back and down. Swing your legs around. We really worked the arms. I think I have a problem with working the arms. Every time I'm with you, we're just doing arms. Oh boy. So come back. This is our last arms, I promise you. Roll your shoulders back and down. Fingers will face your glutes. And then just wiggle your feet forwards. So you want to kind of lift up, but without jamming into the thoracic spine. So bend your elbows, lower with control, and then press up at the top. Little bend and press. Now I'm in a scooped spine, so I've got that little pelvic tilt. Tailbone is under. You can gauge how far you want to go. If you need to take your arms a little wider, that's all good. If it's starting to kind of overload the shoulder, not in a good way, just spin your hands out slightly. Little press. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you hold it down here? Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on up. Sit forwards, give your wrists a little roll, roll your shoulders back and down. And then send your legs out nice and long. Come onto your side. We'll finish with our book opening. So knees are stacked. What we might do instead of the book opening, if it feels better for your shoulders, we can do the full circle where you will draw the circle. If not, stay with your book openings. You can even do a little combo of both. I personally enjoy this one a bit more. I can feel it stretching more into my arms, my spine. And just allow your head to move. Your eye gaze might follow that hand. Drawing some lovely big circles, tracing with your fingertips. Try to relax the legs here. Belly is soft. Once you bring it around, let's take it behind, so reverse those circles. Last two. And the next time you complete this circle, we'll take it over to the other side, rolling onto your back. Legs will come up and over. And taking that up and over. Stretch through those fingertips. Little bit of movement through the pelvis. Last one here. Reverse those circles. Oh, click, click. Shoulder just went. Lovely. Last one. Roll onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Do what you have to do, a little roll around. We're going to make our way onto our front just to finish off. So the best way to do this is to just spin straight over. Bring your fingers just to the top of the mat. Elbows are wide. Take your feet roughly hip width distance, maybe a little wider. Draw your shoulders back into their pockets. Press yourself up for a little chest lift. Hopefully the body is feeling very ready for this. We've done a lot of work through the entire spine, sort of finding mobility, stability, lots of arm work. Each time you come up, maybe coming up a little higher. Really find that stretch through the front of the body and coming back down. If it's appropriate for you and you'd like to come up even further, you're going to slide your hands right down, lift on up, and all the way down. Lifting on up and all the way back down. Press yourselves all the way up and then find a child's pose. Sit the hips back. Take a few breaths just here. Rolling on up, stacking your spine. And then just crossing your legs over. We'll finish with a mermaid stretch. We'll check my time. Fabulous. Mermaid stretch, either cross-legged or zigzag. Totally up to you. Take your arms up and over. Full breath into the sides. And exhale, coming on up over towards the other side. And back up one more on each side. Press both sit bones down and up and over. As you come back up, find a long spine. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you. I will see you.